Hello. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about how to learn AI in 2026. This is my own strategy, by the way. I'm also in the process of learning AI, and I've already started for last couple of months, but I'm going to learn more in 2026. And this is something that I'm going to share as to how I'm going to approach learning AI in 2026. Some of you might be interested to learn AI, and probably some of the things that I'm following probably will also be useful to you. I'm making this video not just for beginners but also for experienced professionals in data science, people who have been doing data science in more traditional way, statistical modeling, machine learning, but I've never really delved into neural network type models. You'll also find this video useful. All right, so people of my generation, we started with traditional statistical model, hypothesis testing, linear regression, all of that. So it was very basic, very mathematical, and something that is not, or I would rather say, less popular nowadays in the world of in the world of data analysis, simply because of the advancement of AI and so on. But it's super important to start with the basics. I have said this many times on this channel that no matter what you learn, it's good to be first thorough with the basics before you dive into more advanced stuff. So anybody who has never really learned machine learning or statistical modeling should not directly go into AI. You should first familiarize yourself with the basics of statistical modeling and machine learning before you can learn AI. But if you're someone who has used statistical modeling or machine learning in the past, you have learned it in the past, then you can directly start with neural networks and different types of neural networks. Theory is very important, by the way. There are many important libraries that you can learn, but theory is very important. Some people directly go to learning the libraries, but that's, I would say, the easier part of learning. Understanding the theory is more important. You want to be an electrical engineer, not an electrician. If you're just learning the libraries, that means you are preparing to become an electrician without understanding of the underlying theory. So that's very, very important in my view. But before you can understand theory of neural networks and different other types of AI models, you have to understand some maths. I would rather say good amount of maths, like probability statistics, linear algebra, calculus, different types of calculus, integral calculus, differential calculus, understanding of machine learning models such as regression, decision tree-based models such as boosting, bagging, support vector machines. All that is super important before you start. And learn one programming language. Python is obviously very popular in the world of AI data science, but you could also use other languages such as Julia, R. But I would say focus on Python because that's what in demand. If you're looking for a career in AI, I would say focus on Python. Obviously, there are also more packages available in Python than in other programming languages. For data science and AI related areas, so good to focus on Python. Okay, basic understanding of machine learning is very important. You do not have an extremely good understanding of the maths behind machine learning, but you should have understanding of the intuition behind each and every algorithm, right? So what is ensembling? If you're learning regression, what are the assumption behind regression models? So all that is super important. Do some projects. If you can find some projects on Kaggle and get your hands dirty, that's also very good. Do some basic projects before diving into more advanced AI models. Okay, once you are familiar with machine learning, then move to the neural network side of things. For neural networks, you need to learn some libraries. Like for instance, PyTorch. But understanding of neural network theory is very important. I've said this, but I will say this again. Theory is very important. Understanding of the CNN and RNN, very very important theory, but as well as your applications. Taking a data set and running some basic neural network models is very important, just to see how neural network models are different from traditional statistical or machine learning models. Okay, the topic which is very very popular in the current time is the generative AI, because that's where AI has achieved the maximum success, and it is a no-brainer that generative AI will remain as a high demand area for foreseeable period of time. A lot of things are happening. We're talking about agentic AI, so building agents on top of the foundation models, foundational large language models. So a lot is happening there. So this is one area where, if you really are a fresher, fresh out of university, I think, and you are interested in I would say, spend a lot of time. Sorry, spend a lot of time learning about generative AI, because there are so many AI engineers are being hired by companies, and many experienced professionals who have been doing in data science for a long time, they do not have experience in generative AI. So you'll have that advantage, right? In other areas of data science, probably senior professionals have an advantage over the junior ones, but in AI, the generative AI, like for example, the building agents on top of LLM models, many experienced professionals do not even have the experience. So even as a fresher, I would say you can have that advantage, right? You know, whatever be the LLM models, whether it's a GPT or Llama or Mistral, there are several of them, but obviously these are the popular ones. Just familiarize yourself with all these things. Many of these are available, in open source environment, so you could always practice that, right? Understanding of the RAGs, very very important. It's something many people are experimenting with to build agents. So yeah, it's good to have projects using the RAGs. Some of the things that you could also learn, use of LangChain, use of Llama Index, so these are the tools available for building different types of agents. Obviously, you also have to familiarize yourself with the different types of databases, vector databases in particular, the varieties of that. Yeah, so good to do some projects actually. These are things, on LLM, for example. I mean, you can understand some basics of LLM theory, but you can't go beyond that, because how it really works at a foundational level, it's very difficult to uh, understand. Why? Because foundational models are proprietary. You cannot go into the details. You cannot go into the source code. Source code is probably not available for most LLMs, as far as my understanding goes. But theory, understanding of the intuition is very important, and it's not that difficult. But to what extent you can go into the details is something I leave it to you. For LLMs, I would say do not go into too much of details. Learn how to use LLMs to build stuff, build agents, but you don't have to understand LLMs at a very deeper level. I mean, some people are trying to do that, but I think it's quite difficult in a way, because you cannot reproduce some of the things that the foundation models are doing. So unless you plan to work at OpenAI or all the big tech firms, that's a different thing. But for most other people who are not in that kind of an environment, full understanding of LLMs will always be a challenge, at least for next many years, before it becomes commoditized, and then these models are available even for normal people like us to to tinker around. Okay, and then doing fine tuning of models, how to improve the performance, ensuring that the models perform well and not hallucinate. All this is very important. If I've ever built machine learning statistical models, you always do the testing, right? Testing is very very important in any kind of mathematical model, and AI models are no different. Any system that you build, you have to test it properly, and that itself is an intellectually challenging stuff. Do as much as possible. I've said this, but I'll say this again. If you have a good portfolio, only then people will hire you, especially for freshers. People who are experienced, they probably will be able to show some projects they have done at their work. But if you are an university graduate who have never worked, it's good to build some projects, side projects, and put that on your CV. If you can work for few startups, do internship there, even without getting paid. I would say do that, and put everything on GitHub profile, and make sure that you build a good CV with all the projects with your GitHub profile also on your CV, so that somebody who could potentially hire you can have a look at your profile, but also the work that you have done, and based on that will invite you for an interview. It's in high demand. A lot of the AI engineers are being paid quite well. So if you are someone brand new in the job market, I would say this is one area to focus your strength on. And this is one area that is exploding in every single field, whether it's finance or in other areas. Everyone is investing a lot in AI, right? So good to make the most of it. Okay, there are many areas you could specialize. You could be more of a research guy, or you could be more of an engineering guy. Okay, in the past, you used to call data engineer and data scientist. I think we also have similar kind of roles even in AI engineers, and the AI researcher or AI scientist. There's quite a bit of overlap, by the way. If you are more of a research guy, you are an algorithm guy, you are a mathematician, you understand models very well, you still have to learn some engineering, and the other way around. If you are more of an engineer, you know how to build products, but may not have strong understanding of mathematics behind the models. You should have some understanding of the models. Okay. Traditional data science roles are now also expecting you to have some experience, a knowledge of AI or Gen AI in particular. So if you are someone into data science for a long time, it's also high time that you learn AI, more advanced models related to AI, right? Okay. One final advice I'd like to give is that it's important to build things, to sit in front of a computer, learn, and have a good profile. But what I've realized is that unless you really market yourself well, none of that is of any use. You will not be able to monetize that. This is an advice for young folks. Experienced folks already know that. I don't have to advise you for that. I myself have learned it in hard ways. So someone who is fresh in the job market, know how to market yourself, know how to put your things, know how to network and learn from other people, but also share your own work with other people. If you're attending industry events, go and do a presentation of the work that you have done. If you're doing internship, make sure that you share your work with people around you. Keep on posting on LinkedIn. Try to get attention from recruiters. That's the final piece of advice I would like to give. Thanks. See you in another video.